So, to start us off for the night, we're going to be doing some fun little twist on Golos Tron. So, with the introduction of M21, we got the new fun card Chromatic Orrery, which allows us to spend mana of any color, or spend mana as though it was mana of any color. So, that means that these mines and these power plants now tap for Wooburg +2. So to utilize that means we can activate Golos right away, and we're also running a Door to Nothingness in the main board. For those who don't know what Door to Nothingness does, it is battlefield tapped. It costs 5 mana. It costs 2 of each color to activate, and then you sacrifice it and target player loses the game. So our ideal scenario is turn 3, we have out Tron, we go Chromatic Orrery, we tap this for 5, we play Door. They have to deal with Door that turn, or they lose if we get the turn back. Now, part of the fun part is the Karn the Great Creator package for our sideboard stuff. But other than that, we've still got our standard Tron package, where you're a bit light on Karn Liberated. We're only on 2 Liberated, 2 All Is Dust, 2 Ugin. And then we've got 1 Kozilek as a way to prevent mill, and it's just a fun card to hit. 1 Ulamog as a way to exile and win, and 1 Emrakul the Promised End. Because why not pack all the Eldrazi Titans if we can? Other than that, for our sideboard, which is the main importance, we've got the 1 Cavernous Soul, so that way we can make our Eldrazi uncounterable. And then we've got a Wishboard package of Relic, Ensnaring Bridge, Liquid Metal, Worm Coil, and a Ballista if we need it. And then we also have a Door and a Orrery in the sideboard in case we need to grab one of those with Karn the Great Creator to try to win. As far as actual sideboard cards, we then have Wilt as a way to destroy Chalice or like Leyline of Sanctity, because we need to be able to deal with since Sword of Nothingness targets them. And then Weather the Storm as a way to gain some life. Other than that, pretty self-explanatory. I don't know how this list is going to end up faring for the night. It looks fun. Oh, and then I also added in the main board a second Cascading Cataracts. So that way, if we get Door, but we don't have Orrery or a Karn the Great Creator to go get the other Orrery from the sideboard, we can fetch it with either we can fetch Cascading Cataracts off of the Sylvan Scrying or the Golos to then be able to produce double Wooburg, so that the card isn't just dead without one of the other cards. Anyway, let us hop into some matches here. Let's see how we do. I'm not expecting to do well. I'm expecting to have fun with this deck. So let's see if we can hopefully at least make our money back. There we go. Found ourselves a match. Let's try our luck with Golos Dortron. Okay, we won the die roll. We will gladly take the play here. Bop. 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 Yeah. Not to mention we have just Tron things. We will go Mine into Sphere, pass the turn. There's a Dark Slick Shores. Inquisition of Kozilek. Okay. So they probably take Stirrings here. Because map doesn't guarantee us a land drop. This Stirrings does. Just between one of these two, taking the stirrings makes it so I don't have necessarily a second land drop unless I get lucky off the top here. We do. So we will go ahead and play this. It's not great for us, but it's not terrible. Dark Slick into Watery Grave. Glimpse. Okay, so we are facing Mill. That's fine. They need to have the surgical for Kozilek here. Huh. So now they need to draw Kozilek, or they need to draw the surgical and save it for as long as possible. Let's start by drawing off the sphere. We draw a map, and he doesn't want to play. It apparently doesn't have a way to deal with Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. Okay. We know it's Mill, so we can bring in Wilts. All This Dust is pretty mediocre. They don't have a lot of permanence. They really only have Crab. Sure. We'll run it like so. Hands got meh, nah, mulligan. And keep. We will put back Liberated. A tapped Watery Grave to lead us off. Power Plant Star pass turn. Island Orb. Okay. We were kind of figuring that was coming down. We mill a card. Promised End. And draw for the star. Stirrings. Find a mine? The Wilt there's a little saddening, but that's fine. So we'll be able to have Tron. Okay, so they milled 2. Let's go ahead and just yield to this orb. So there's a field. They'll probably field us here. Because I'm assuming, yep. They'll hit a power plant. And then we'll grab a snow-covered forest. They grab a swamp. And I'm assuming they're going to surgical. Extirpate. Okay, that's fine. Taking out all 4. And then, of course, taking a picture of the hand and the library. And is now probably seeing the Door to Nothingness and Orrery. So we'll mill a card. We'll get up to 3 lands here. We can go ahead and Sylvan Scrying for a Cataracts. And then pass the turn. A mill over an archive trap. Field, which isn't great for us. I don't think we have any more forests. Okay, so they hit the Tron land. We've got the snow-covered forest in there. Archive trap. Yep. Kozilek, show me your ravenous trap. Okay. So they can now win the game. We'll mill over 1. Now we can go land pass. We'll get to 4. We'll then have Karn, which can grab us Liquimetal. Or 3 ball. Three ball doesn't sound bad. Granted, nor does Liquimetal. Well, let's go ahead and search now. Wow, we do not have a lot of lands left in the deck. We mill over 2. Land that. Get down this Karn the Great Creator. As a Drown in the Lock. Okay. They've got 1 in hand. They mill over 3. We mill 4. Mine. Try to land this Karn the Great Creator. It will stick. What do we have in the sideboard? Anything we want to down tick to go grab? Not off the top. Anything in exile that we want? We could grab the Orrery out of exile. But we won't. I'll just do this and pass. They mill 1. And plays out a second Mesmeric Orb. So we'll mill 8, go down to 10. I don't think we're winning at this point. Do we have enough with Worldbreaker? Because it's 2 green, sack a land, return Worldbreaker from graveyard to hand. No, we do not. So Blast Zone. We can uptick Blast Zone to 2. And then... well, then we lose. Right? Yeah, we'll go ahead and just concede this. There's nothing I can do to win. The Ravenous Trap is pretty good. That's fine. We'll just have to hope they don't have that exact same scenario. See, plant, tower, map. Done. With an Orrery in hand. So they started off with 7, which isn't great for us, but we'll lead off on map. Because we can map tower if they don't play field. Inquisition's us. Sure. Nice Inquisition. Aren't the Great Creators revealed? We'll play that and pass the turn. So we'll have 7. We'll play out Orrery, which will be a 5 mana artifact, or tap for 5 artifact. Okay, there's an orb. That's fine. We'll mill over 2. What's up, Mr. Vasquette? How you doing? So we're trying shenanigans with Chromatic Orrery and Door to Nothingness and Tron. I'm doing good. That and get this mine. So we have 7. Yeah, we'll mill over 2. Sad days. 7 mana Orrery, 5 mana Great Creator. Down tick. Say yes, get. We could get Relic here. I don't think that they're running Thoughtseize though, so we'll get Door to Nothingness. Yeah, why not do shenanigans with Tron? If we're playing Tron anyway and being degenerate. Yeah, it's a good way to tell a mill player, just go ahead. Oh, there's the field. So they'll be able to field a mine or power plant here because they know that we have tower in hand. So they'll cut us off of Tron. Which feels a bit bad. But that's fine. We can also World Breaker instead of Door to get rid of that orb and just start beating for 5. We'll mill over 3. Man, they had to get rid of the mine and we draw the power plant. So let's see. We can either Door and have 4 mana. What could we grab off of 4 mana? This is modern. Lattice is banned. Yeah, they banned. Let's see. 3-ball would make it so they would be limited to 1 spell. And then we have exactly enough next turn. I like that. Down tick off this Karn the Great Creator. Go get Trinisphere. And then we go 5 mana. Yeah. And no, we go 3 mana first. We lead on the Trinisphere. And then we play the tapped Door and pass the turn. And looks like we'll be taking a win with this Door to Nothingness. There's a field, so they can field us again. And they concede. Why? Let me win with Door. Don't just say it's over. I want to have fun. That's no fun. Okay, we won the die roll. We will gladly take the play. Let's see if we can't do some door shenanigans. So no Tron pieces. We go ahead and mulligan. We've got 2 Tron pieces. It's the same one, but 2 pieces, a sphere, a star, a scrying, and payoff. We keep this, we bottom probably a tower here. It's either a tower or one of the spheres / stars. Why did I hit mulligan? I'm smart, I swear. I meant to hit keep. Luckily, this is still a good 5. While we don't have any payoff, it's got 2 Tron pieces, a map, and a star. Sometimes you just don't think when you're playing through and you click the wrong button. Okay, Scalding Tarn. So some form of blue deck. I'm not a fan. Delver. Okay. So we have plant into grab mine, and then we have star to try to help us find the threat. A stirring. Okay. We've got a very strong next turn with 2 draws plus stirrings to get us something to utilize this Tron mana with. Does he flip? Delver does not flip. Gets in for 1, sends that message. Let's go. Get this mine. And that's lots of draws. Star. And crack for a green. And draw a card off of the star. We don't have enough to Karn Liberated, so we will play out this Stirrings. See Orrery or Kozilek. We don't have the mana for Kozilek. We do have the mana for Orrery. So we'll do that. And then we will play out this star, and I guess we'll go ahead and crack this, right? Best case scenario, we draw Stirrings. Worst case scenario, we draw like a land. Or we can draw Karn the Great Creator. Okay, so this is probably a counterspell. So Grixis Delver. They go down to 14. Mana leaks. We cannot pay. That is fine. Does Delver flip? Delver does. That's a surgical extraction. Thought seizes. Do you take the Karn Liberated? Or do you take the Orrery? Probably takes Liberated here. Yep. They're down to 10. Because Orrery by itself is just a mana rock. They don't need to worry about it. They will have enough for counter magic, which is a bit unfortunate. Ugin. We'll go ahead and try to see if this Ugin sticks. I know that they've got enough for counter magic. Ugin sticks, Delver dies. And now they are in trouble. Yep. Nobody wants to try to beat a stuck Ugin, so we draw that. We would then play out Orrery, have 4 mana in case they have like mana leak, uptick face, and then we get 1 more draw and then an Ugin ult. Yeah. Okay. So Grixis Delver. Nothing we really want to take out here. Like, the Cavern of Souls is tempting to bring in. Everything else I want to keep for a wish package. Wilts don't seem great in this matchup. Weather Storm doesn't seem terrible, because they're either some form of control or tempo. They're either control running Delver because they like the card, or they're tempo and they're trying to kill as quickly as possible. If they're the tempo, the Weather the Storm's good. If they're not, Weather the Storm's bad. The problem is there's nothing in the main board that I really want to cut against this deck, so we will just run it back and see how we fare. So, and so tempting if this was a Tron piece. But this, however, is a snap keep. Bottom. Worm Coil doesn't seem bad in this matchup. And the fact that we have 2 Tron pieces with map. It could be bottom sphere here. We'll bottom the Worm Coil. It removes a threat, which isn't great, but it makes it so if they have a turn 1 Thoughtseize, there's not much in this hand you really want to take. Shocks it in, plays the Delver, passes the turn. We know that they're running Surgical Extraction, so we need to try to dodge Field of Ruin as much as possible. And Tower map, pass turn. Delver, do we flip? Delver don't flip? Cool. There's a polluted Delta. They crack it. With a Water Grave, do they shock it in? They do indeed. And then Visions plus Thoughtseize? Can't imagine shocking to not. Puts 2 on bottom. It's in for 1. We'll take it. Karn the Great Creator is real good for us there. We will do this and pass the turn, because next turn we can Karn plus 3 ball. Okay. I'm assuming hoping to try to hit mill here. It's a mine, which we already have, so we're fine. Assuming they were trying to hit power plant. Delver doesn't flip. So we will assemble Tron and try to land this creator. They tap for Bitter Blossom. That changes our game plan drastically. Let's crack this for a power plant. And now we have Tron online on turn 3. And with that, we will go Orrery into Karn the Great Creator. Down tick on Karn. Say yes. Go grab this beautiful Door to Nothingness that's sitting in our sideboard. And then play this Ancient Stirrings. Okay, we will grab a power plant for redundancy's sake. And then put the rest on bottom in any order. Pass the turn here. Karn's done his job, so if they decide to kill Karn, we are a-okay with that. Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. Our graveyard gets shuffled back in. And maybe Delver flips. Delver does flip, and that's a Force of Negation. Not what we want to see there. And so that at Karn, these at that at me. Sure. And so we know that they have Force of Negation in hand with 4. With 3 other cards in hand. So trying to land this door is stupid beyond belief. But we have a Golos. You can't counter that with a Force of Negation. Let's go ahead and get a Cascading Cataracts. I don't think they're running artifact removal. We'll get a mine. White, blue, black, red, green, 2. Exile the top 3 cards of our library. Let's see where we hit. Well, that's unfortunate. Pretty mediocre. Cast the Stirrings here. Yeah, it's not great all the time, which is part of the problem with it. We'll grab an Emrakul here just so we can take a turn. Cast this Sylvan Scrying. We'll have lots of mana open to us. Then we also have a 3/5 blocker. Do we take the World Breaker? We can take the World Breaker as a way to get rid of their Bitter Blossom. So we'll be taking quite a bit in the air. That's true. I mean, Wilburger has reached you. Yeah. Attack their Delver or they have this Ventress. Although it can't attack yet. We need to mill over 3 more. This is... Ah, that's why they're running the Bitter Blossom, because it makes Fairy Rogue tokens. Okay. So that'll happen. We'll mill over 2, going to 6. Okay. At this point, we'll have 6, 10, 12, 13 plus 5. We'll have 18 mana. They go ahead and they drown our Golos, which will turn on their Ventress Gargoyle. We'll take the 10, going down to 6, but then we take their turn. That and then 6. When you cast this spell, we will exile that artifact. Okay. It's a creature, so they can't force of negation it. And then we need to pay 9. So we'll have 1 floating. Emrakul. We have 1. We'll play out Star and pass. Remove their hand, swing their stuff into us. Remove as much of their stuff as possible with what their hand has. So snap, snap, spell, snare. Okay, well, there goes their hand if we draw a land here. Because we go snap, spell, snare. They would gain a snap. Triggered ability. Okay. Yes, we mill over 2. And they hit a Bitter Blossom. I'm not opposed to Bitter Blossom pitching force. Black. This. I would like to... I didn't hold the right button. Dang it. So they'll get a second one there. That's not good for us. I screwed up. So they have a 3/2 with Death Touch, so we'll have to block that. And then does this have flying? Flying, trample, protection from instants. So if we swing with these to start, and then we move to blocks, and block like so. Damage, they lose those, and then we have blockers for their threats. So they can't really do anything. They still have their force, which is not great. Yeah, we mill over cards. Well, there's our other door in the yard. So let's see here. We no longer have a Golos. I screwed up a bit. So they can swing. They swing with just their death touch. Which is stupid because it allows us to block with World Breaker and then we can sack to get World Breaker back. Because we've got plenty of lands. Okay. They concede. Because I know about the Force of Negation and the Spell Snare. We would draw here a Power Plant. Play Power Plant. Bring back World Breaker. Replay World Breaker. Exile either a Bitter Blossom or a Watery Grave. Probably a Bitter Blossom at this point. And then swing with Emrakul. They'd have to block with all 4 of their tokens to not die. And then they're on blocking duty. Yeah. Okay. 2-0 with Golos Dortron. Didn't get the door win there, but we had the ability to try very quickly. We just knew about the Force of Negation, so we played around that for the entire game. And I screwed up the sequencing because MTGO. I'm not used to having to hold down a button to maintain priority on my own stuff to then Force of Negation. Oh, I can't Force of Negation my own thing. So it wouldn't have worked anyway. Force of Negation is on your opponent's turn. Is it free? So they would have still had that force. So I didn't necessarily screw that up. I just thought I did. So natural Tron? God, I hate this deck sometimes. Natural Tron plus a Karn Liberated. Like, there is not much our opponent can have that beats this. I mean, Thoughtseize, they remove Karn Liberated, and then we still have Great Creator plus our entire sideboard slot. Mind Sphere past turn. Opponent kept 7. Okay, so Soulscar Mage. Looks like we're going with the 3-ball plan. We will go Tower Pass. This makes me think it's blue-red prowess type. Okay, it's the Sprite Dragon thing. So this is fine. Actually, they tapped out. Do we land Karn here? I don't dislike going for this. Trinisphere just seems like a very strong card against them. Make it so that way they can't play but 1 spell a turn for a long time. Lightning bolts our Karn. Prowess gets in for 4. Fine by us. This Force of Negation costs 3 now. Tower Liberated. Down tick on the Sprite. 3 map past turn. Opponent concedes. Cool. Let's see, what were we drawing? That plus our sphere. And then Okay. Not terrible. So, Weather the Storm doesn't seem bad. This is definitely an aggro type matchup. We can't rely on having turn 3 Carnegate Creator into 3-ball all the time. As far as what we need to remove, probably shave a Worm Coil and or World Break. It's World Breaker and Worm Coil, because if we need the Worm Coil, we can go and grab it with Karn. World Breaker still seems pretty good. Just cut down to Worm Coils on the side, since it's an artifact we can still grab. So no filter, but 2 Tron pieces. If we had a filter, this would be a snap keep. Without a filter, it's a mulligan. Mulligan down to 6. No payoff. Mulligan down to 5. Same issue, but we can't really go down to 4. Or issue that the first hand had. Let's actually cancel and remove a Weather and a Golos. Keep a threat, have 2 of the 3 Tron pieces, hope we can naturally draw it, or draw a filter into the Sylvan Scrying. We only have 1 draw at the filter, but that's fine. We're good. So this is turn 3 Tron into Golos. Metamorphose. Interesting. Okay. It's a 3/3 with flying and prowess. Seems pretty strong. As a turn 2 creature. Okay. Mine pass turn. This turn 3 we can Golos into Cascading Cataracts. Crash through. Yep. And so it's a 4/4 with trample. They fetch. Shock and a Steam Vents. Second Stormwing entity. Scries 2 more. Put both on top. Hits us for 4. We take it. Go down to 16. Crack this. Go get Power Plant. So we will have 7 mana on turn 3. World Breaker is pretty good. Undo. We only need to do 5. So Golos, go grab ourselves a Cascading Cataracts here. And then we have pass turn. Not great for us, but a 3/5 isn't terrible. Problem is these things have flying. And bolts us, I'm assuming. Yep. If they have another bolt, we lose. Lava Dart, and then they can flashback Lava Dart, which will be 6. Crash through, that'll do it. Alright, these things have flying. Yep, flying prowess. This doesn't have blockers. Okie doke. As we said, the weather of the storms definitely need to be in. We just need a better start. No payoff. No filter. Snap keep, because this is a Karn the Great Creator, which will slow them down. As far as what we're putting back, it's definitely put back Ulamog and a Karn. Tower map past turn. Spire Bluff Visions or Delver? Soulscar. Fine pass. Scalding Tarn, they go fetching. Gets that Steam Vents, shocks it in. Gut shots. Okay. Interesting that they're paying the life for that. Oh, because they want a Stormwing entity. They'll have a Scry. They go one bottom, one top. Get in for 2. We can't block. Let's go grab Power Plant. And instead of, well, no, it's still Great Creator 3 ball. Do that and pass. They've got 3 in hand, 4. There's their land drops. They can play 1 spell. It's a Swift Spear. They can take out Karn the Great Creator if they so please. Which is exactly what they're doing. Taking out Karn and then hitting us for 2. So we have Sanctum here. Float the mana with Sanctum. And cast a colorless spell. Sacrifice to go and grab Ceaseless Hunger. Yeah. Exile their big dude. Make it so that way they have to target either Karn with a spell or, well, there's a Scalding Tarn, so they can now crack this Islet. They bolt, probably Karn, yep. Prowess will trigger. We take 4, go down to 11. They've got 1 card left in hand. Let's draw a Tron piece off the top here. They go fetching down to 12. It's a Steam Vents tapped. There's a Weather the Storm. So we could so Sphere, crack Sphere. And draw a Blast Zone. Play Blast Zone, blow it up. Pass the turn. Opponent's got no creatures. There we go. That's a fun matchup to have to navigate there. So we wouldn't have been able to do anything since we cracked. We were gonna crack and gain 6 off of Weather the Storm to buy us some time. We drew that blast zone, which changed our game plan to blow up their board state. At that point, we then draw mine. And then we played door. And power plant and then Ulamog. At which point we've run away with that game. All right, we are 3-0. Hard to complain. Let's see if we can't keep it going. Wow. Minute 40 queue time. See melee QC, don't recognize. We will gladly take that play. And this is Tron, payoff, removal, and stirrings. Yeah. In what world do we not snap this off? Okay, mulligan down to 6. Okay. Plant star, pass turn. Watery grave. Target player mills for. All right. We're looking at Crabvine, baby. Crabvines across the table. And crack that, draw a card. Second stirrings. Not terrible. I don't know what we have that this can grab, but because we go tower, we go Karn, we then get like Trinisphere stops the Vengevine shenanigans. Which is all that we need to do early. We can land Karn, stop the Vengevine stuff, and then land Worm Coil. Because we don't have anything like... Because for some reason I'm not running Grafdigger's Cage in my sideboard. We could also Relic. Glimpse, they mill 10. Narcomoeba. Prized Amalgam. And Vengevine is cast. They're never going to be able to cast 2. Down tick off of Karn. We'll say yes. Get this Trinisphere. See if they have Force of Negation. They do not. And now we should run away. So there's their third land, so they can play 1 spell a turn. It's a prized amalgam, that's fine. So if they don't kill Karn here, they do. But if they didn't, we would have had a beautiful turn of go down tick, grab, or we'll just draw Ugin. Ugin -3. Okay. Begin sideboarding. It's Vengevine. I really should look at Cage. Anyway. Nothing we want. We kind of just need to be faster. Yeah, run it back. See how we do. Crabvine, huh? Very interesting deck. So, Anne's got a piece plus map. We've got 2 draws to try to find second Tron piece. If not, we have scrying plus stirrings. Problem is we're not looking at much past. We'll mulligan once. This is keepable. Bottom World Breaker? No, bottom scrying. Bottom World Breaker. Just so that way, if they have like a turn 1 Thoughtseize, they have 3 to pick from. They probably pick off Star. But Fetch, Shock, Mill 4, and Crab. Okay. Okay. We're looking at lots to do. If we can get there. Okay, Crab targets them. Narcomoeba, they probably fetch in response to the Narcomoeba trigger. Yep. Try to find themselves a prized amalgam. Shocks in the Overgrown Tomb. Mills themselves over 3. They did not hit another prized amalgam, so we're not looking too terrible. They've got Sultai colors available to them. Nothing we're afraid of. They don't send a message with Crab. Okay, we hit Power Plant. See what we draw for the Star. We draw a map. Okay. Stirrings. Finds us. Star, snow-covered forest. Okay, didn't find a second Tron piece, so we're turn or 2 away from Tron. Do that. Play you. Play out map. Pass turn. So we don't have Tron until at least turn 4 here. Not great for us, but we can still make it. Okay, there's crab targets themselves. Those are some pretty bad mills. No Vengevines, no prized amalgams. Like, they've milled over half their deck and none of their threats are really out. That's a bit unfortunate for them. Stirrings here. Wow. I'm shocked. This deep, and we've yet to see any, well, it's only 10 deep, but 10 deep and no card other than power plant. I really forgot to add threats. I mean, maybe we forgot to add Tron. Like, that's what this game's looking like. They forgot their threats. We forgot our Tron. So they'll mill over 6 more with this. No, sadly, triple power plant isn't the 7. I wish it was. So the problem, okay. There's their first Vengevine. And there's a Narcomoeba. They do not have a zombie to play these grave crawlers from the yard, but they've got 3 in hand. They get in for 2. Kind of sort of just have to take it. And crack for a tower. Draw an Ugin. Set up for next turn. Which means having the setup for next turn's not bad. Unless they have like a way to get this mine out of our hand. So we hope that they only run 1 Unmoored Ego, or they don't have Unmoored Ego in hand, technically. I mean, if they had Unmoored Ego, they would have played it already. So we go mine Ugin -2. Or we just go mine all his dust. That doesn't seem bad. Because the Narcomoebas only trigger from mill, not once they're in the yard. And they only have the Vengevine. 1 Vengevine and grave crawlers. Prized Amalgam. So they can get in for 3. That's fine by us. Turn Tron on. Ugin. There's the force. Okay. I was figuring that they had the force. They forced pitching force. Interesting. So they've got 2 cards in hand. It's a Gravecrawler because they now have a zombie. So Gravecrawler triggers Vengevine. 6, 10. We go down to 4. They've got 2 in hand. If it's 2 1-drops, we'll die to this Vengevine. That'll be a bit unfortunate. We'll have exactly enough here, though, actually, to be fine. They trophy our tower. We will float 3 mana. We can't do anything with the mana we're floating because it's in our draw step. Get this snow-covered forest. We can't use the mana. Seven, all is dust. And then in 4 mana, Karn the Great Creator. We don't have Tormod's Crypt in the sideboard. Our only answer is Relic, which doesn't actually answer what they're doing. How much mana will we have next turn? 6, 6. We could get second Worm Coil. I like second Worm Coil plus Relic. Because that'll give us 2 blockers. The only way we lose here is if they have 2 1-drops off the top to replay this Vengevine. So they have the Adventure Merfolk. So it's just 1. So they need a 1-drop. Damn. They mill 3, and then they play out this Secret Keeper. Or one of the grave crawlers. Yep. Looks like we lose this game. Move on to game 3. Yeah. Price Amalgam will happen. I mean, it's obvious you swing 4 at my face and kill me. It's unfortunate they had the Force of Negation. But we both kind of stumbled along that game. We will take the damage like a man. Nah, kill Karn. Yeah, man, obviously. Okay, Weather the Storms can come in case we need to not be so slow. Worldbreaker can come out. And so can a door. Nah, we'll leave a door in just for fun. Take out a Golos. Because it's an artifact we can still grab with Karn. I would love to play first. Let's see a keepable 7. I said keepable, not nutty. Come on. This just ain't fair. Tower map. So we need to draw more threats, but this liberated should do enough. Fetch shock, probably Hedron Crab or the Secret Keeper. Yep, they mill 4. Okay. Didn't mill anything threatening there. You're not wrong. So we definitely go exploring with this hand. Also, this was... I don't understand. It worked when I typed test, but it's not working for you now. It's annoying. Okay, crab, land for turn. If they don't play a land here, we just go Karn Liberated, exile. There we go. Exile target permanent. So there's their land drop. They mill themselves. They fetch to mill more. Aha. Yeah. And they shock it in. Meaning they're trying to hit a Vengevine here. Or multiple Vengevines. No Vengevine. One Vengevine. So if they have another creature, which they do from this Merfolk Secret Keeper, Vengevine comes back. They have 5 in hand. So they'll have this Vengevine. We'll exile the Vengevine with the Karn Liberated if it gets to stick. I'm guessing it probably won't, but you never know. Let's go get the power plant. Waiting on our opponent to pass priority back. We draw, we move into main 1. Can we move into main 1, opponent? I would like to try to land this Karn Liberated to exile your Vengevine. Not allowed. Show me your force of negation. No force. No more Vengevine. Okay. Their threat is now a 1/1. Restart with Vengevine play. Honestly, it might come to that. Okay, they mill themselves. Mill themselves for 6. I disagree with this putting double crab triggers on the stack because of this. Because now this Narcomoeba comes back, and if you hit a prized amalgam off of this crab, like... Oh, they hit a second Vengevine instead. So if they have 2 1-drops... So next turn, it's Star, Crack, Star, Stirrings. We'll have 5 mana, 6 mana available. Try to see a Worm Coil. Unmoored Ego on us. Name a card. Karn the Great Creator is named. Okay. So we lose our sideboard. That's fine. Our hand doesn't do much. They exile all 4. They can swing for 1. And they do. It's 1 at Karn. So that way I can't downtick. Makes sense. Have them exile a card. Okay, exiled Unmoored Ego. Play down this Worm Coil. Because this is 7 or greater. Now we star. And we crack star for a green. Drawing ourselves a card here. Then we have stirrings. We see a mine, which is pretty great. We're looking for threats at this point. Orrery is not a threat, but it's the best that we've got. So we'll do Orrery. So that way, if we draw a door, we have door. So now, even if they recur a Vengevine, it's going to die to this Worm Coil. So they need more than just one Vengevine. And again, they do this whole double crab trigger thing. Going down to 8. I don't know what they could possibly have. Hey, there's more Force of Negations. Glimpse, they mill 10. Hit double Narcomoeba. They've got a good amount of things. We're at 16, so we kind of just have to hold this Worm Coil back on blocking duty. Unless we hit another threat. I can go ahead and just 6. So they have 2 with 2 cards. Ideally for them, it's like Stitcher's Supplier and something else. Well, Stitcher's Supplier, and then they can bring back a Gravecrawler. Let me see, what? 2 Vengevines? They glimpse themselves. They're down to 3 cards left in library. With a 1 card left in hand. They swing house, hold those 2 back. Both at me. Prized Amalgam shall return. Hey, thank you very much, Regin. Is the... Really? My alerts are broken too? Thanks. All of my alerts are just broken. Hey, that's exactly what we needed. Thank you for the emote, by the way. There we go. And they've got 3 cards left in, like, so 7. Thank you very much. It's for when I screw up. Love to sacrifice the Sanctum of Ugin. At this point, we'll go and grab Ulamog. It doesn't matter. Orrery comes down. Let's go ahead and exile this last card from their hand. It was another Vengevine. All right, man. Thank you very much. Always appreciate the lurk. Ugin, we win. -3. Get in for 6. They have 3 cards left in the library. They won't ever be able to trigger their Vengevine. They can't shock in a land. So we pass the turn. Prized amalgams come back. What? Oh, they had amalgams come in at their end step, which makes these 2 amalgams. Okay. So they can kill Ugin. But they can't. Because they need to leave 1 amalgam back on blocking duty. Gravecrawler, 14 me. It's only 14. That's not enough. Like, yeah, you can kill Ugin, you can kill Karn. How do you deal with the Ulamog coming down? I guess Ulamog's not technically coming down. We only have 9. Yeah, we only have 9 mana. But we have the 2 maps, so we crack a map, get Tower. That nets us 1 mana, which will give us enough. Looks like they're going for the Hope I Disconnect plan. Okay. That's attacking Ugin, so that way Ugin can't just down tick on 4. That's attacking me. They're holding everything else back. That's fine. I go to 17. I exile your prized amalgam and your Vengevine and kill you. Yep. All right. Going 4-0 with this pile. Let's see if we can get this 5-0 with Golos Tron. Just enough to probably make if we can get this 5-0, it'll probably make the publish for this go round. And then people will be questioning what on earth is with this pile. All right, we found our match. Let us see if we can get this. I lost the die roll, sadly. But if we get a very strong start here, we'll still be good. This, however, is not a very strong start. And also, a Luris deck is across from us. And slightly better. We can bottom Promised End? And keep the rest. Bloodstained Mire, fetch Shock Thoughtseize. Oh no, so it's burn. Okay. We're not looking pretty. It's burn with baubles. Okay. Yep, we take 2, go down to 18. Draw. What do we draw? I get to see what we draw. We draw an Ugin. That's not good. We need a Tron piece. Well, we need a filter. Like we need Ancient Stirrings and Tron piece. Because we need to land this Karn the Great Creator as quickly as possible. That's a mountain. And then Helix is us. So we go down to effective 13. They're at 19. 3 cards are in hand. Stirrings is great there. Let's crack this star to start. Draws ourselves a Golos. And really? We see mine, and a snow-covered forest. And we need the lands, so we'll go there. Any order on those? Snow-covered forest, pass the turn. Looks like we're going to be dying to burn. An unfortunate way to end. So they put Luris into hand. Looks like we are not going to get there ever. So they'll have a Luris plus the Swift Sphere. And then a Bauble to continue to draw more. Okay, there's the Luris. Bauble comes down. They go ahead and Bauble us, probably. Bauble themselves to see if they want what's on top. Understandable. And so we take 2, go to 10. Yeah, Tron without drawing Tron is pretty bad. Karn the Great Creator. They fetch. And gets a mountain. Bolts us. I don't know why you would do that. We can't do anything here. We uptick and pass. Our hand's filled with uncastables. Boros Charm. Okay, you had a spell. You win. Could have also just cast the Bauble. Well, no. They needed a damage spell. Okay, Weather the Storms definitely come in here. Shave a Worm Coil, shave a Golos. Shave 2 Goloses, bring back in a Worm Coil. There we go. This time we need to keep a bit more aggressively. We've got to try to win 2. Yes, I totally wanted that to pop up on that screen. 100% like to play first. Let's see if doing this works now. There we go. And so it's just for some reason it wants to screw up. It's tempting. Mulligan. Snap keep. They do not beat multiple worm coils. Emrakul, drop it. And there we go. Next turn we have tower crack map, get mine. And it's wormy boy liberated. Goblin guide. Okay. Chromatic sphere entered the revealed zone. Not a great card for us, but not a terrible one. Bobble. Bobbles themselves. And plays a land drop. Guide trigger reveals a Karn liberated. Let's go grab this mine. Okay. They crack that arid mesa for a mountain. We play mine, we go sphere. 6 worm coil. What, a braid? Searing blaze? Sure, 3/3. I go down to 13. Worm coil still alive. You can't swing with that guide anymore. You could path this worm coil. Okay, so they have the path. That's unfortunate. We'll be taking 2. And we have worm coil again. And 4. Snow-covered forest. We go down to 11. Scrying's not a bad card to hold up. Worm coil. Pass. Don't have second path. Lava spikes me. Do they just have it? Skewers me. They don't just have it. Let's swing for 6. Try to get in this lifelink. Skull cracks. Okay, we go to 2. liberated. Down tick on the guide. Pass turn. 2 in hand. Didn't get there. Unfortunate. Okay, so we ended with a 4-1 for that league. Deck, I mean, it's Tron. It's doing Tron things. We only really got to do the door package with the Orrery once, but it's not... The package itself, when we can pull it off, feels nice. As far as what I'd tweak, the graveyard stuff, I feel Relic isn't quite good enough right now. I feel like we either want Tormod scripts to be able to just instantly crack it for 0 mana when it comes down, or something like Grafdigger's Cage, just for the persistent effect of stopping their graveyard. Personally, Walking Ballista really never had a time to come in, so if we board out Ballista and bring in a Cage... So we do that instead. They can't cast spells from the graveyard and creatures can't enter. It also stops Coco style decks.